When I was younger, I had like $20 to spend on a Wii game, so my mom took me to GameStop where I saw Sonic and the Secret Rings being sold for $1.99. Now, at that same GameStop, they also had Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing for the Wii, which is what I ended up getting. But even back then, it was weird to me that Sonic and the Secret Rings only cost $2 to play. Playing the game as an adult? I get it now. Sonic and the Secret Rings is a game for the Wii. It takes place inside the book Arabian Nights and is about Sonic stopping the Erazor Djinn from destroying the world that exists inside the book. The game is definitely a mixed bag. It feels like every good thing that stands out in the game is overshadowed by the fact that the motion controls are abysmal. The opening cutscene is quite nice. It starts the story off well, plus it gives us a chance to see a cockier side of Sonic, a side that sort of faded away in recent years. I actually really like the way they tell the story in this game. It might seem like a cheap cop-out so that they don't have to make CG cutscenes, but it actually fits the story well and the illustrations are all really nice. After the cutscene is over, you have to play through 7 tutorial levels before you can continue the game. What the heck is this? Why is there a level dedicated solely to doing small jumps? Why didn't you just bundle all the jump moves into one singular level? The first zone being Sandopolis makes sense because it's a desert and Arabian Nights takes place in the desert, but why the heck is the second zone Dinosaur Jungle? Is there a part in Arabian Nights where Aladdin starts fighting a Brachiosaurus?
If those iron balls hit us, we'll fall.
Hang on, I think I've seen this before. As weird as the dinosaur level is, the surfing part is pretty fun. In terms of actually being a game, it's not that bad. The music is good, the story is good, the graphics are actually pretty good for a Wii game. The levels are also pretty good too. Levitating Ruins is probably my favorite level in the game. I don't know how many of you guys watch anime, but if you've ever seen the movie Howl's Moving Castle before, you may be surprised to know that the movie was actually adapted from a book of the same name. The book also has 2 sequels, the first being called Castle in the Air, which is based off of stories from Arabian Nights. The reason I'm bringing this up is because as much as I like it, I really don't want to talk about this level. While it is aesthetically pleasing, it's so freaking hard. There's this giant gust of wind constantly pushing you back, and it's a neat gimmick, sure, but man, I can't tell you how many times the motion controls bugged out on me. The game kept on thinking I was walking backwards when I wasn't, which meant that I couldn't do anything. I think my biggest problem with the game are the motion controls. There have been so many times I've died because the controls were bugging out on me and not acting the right way. Motion controls are not an exact science. There are some games like Mario Kart where they work really well, but then there are other games where they don't, such as Sonic and the Secret Rings. Even today with the Nintendo Switch console, which came out over 10 years after the Wii did, the motion controls are still very funky. When I'm throwing Pokeballs in Let's Go Pikachu, they have a tendency to go all over the place if the Pokemon you're catching is not in the very center of the screen. I don't think motion controls as a whole are bad, but this game was definitely not the right one to use them with. The biggest problem with the motion controls have to do with how much they slow you down. When you play a Sonic game, you want to go fast, and even if you're not really going that fast, you still want to feel the speed, be it in the music or the gameplay. In this game, you have to wait to be able to hone in on enemies. Look at this, what is this? Why do I have to wait to attack the enemies? Why do I have to wait to do something in a Sonic game? Overall, the story is pretty good, but the motion controls are not. Hopefully Sonic Team learned their lesson from this and never made a game with motion controls ever again. Wait a minute.